1. Welcome back to Hybrid Theory. There's no music this time. I'm still in the Velodyne V-Bold Bluetooth headset. I'm Aurian Archive, and we are finally getting around to, once again, talking about sound. And in this case, why I've been using a Velodyne V-Bold Bluetooth headset for a microphone, for the past several streams and captured videos. Uh, We'll go. Some of those videos probably will be posted eventually. But until we get to them, this is not quite a post in the Carnage series of videos, although it could be. How can I put this politely? Somehow managed to break my Anchor Soundcore Life Q30 headphones and not realize it. So, kind of embarrassing. So, over Black Friday, I was looking for a replacement set of headphones. And, uh, I find myself having to jump back down rabbit holes that I've already covered in previous streams. And one of those rabbit holes is exactly what is the quality of the audio that you are listening to. The case in point here being, I'm currently on, as I said, the Velodyne V-Bold headset, and I know that the Bluetooth connection is limited to CD quality 16-bit something. Give me a second while I actually go grab the actual input on this side. Playback. And we're on headset Velodyne V-Bold. Okay, it's stuck on the... Alright, right now it says 16-bit, 1600 hertz. Alright. Since I'm on Bluetooth and recording, it's stuck on tape recorder quality. And I do know that when I swap it around, turn off the microphone input, it'll jump into stereo mode and it'll be CD quality. And as old as these headphones are, they're something like Bluetooth 2.1. That's not very surprising. And the point of this, and again, where I'm covering old ground and what's actually on the screen, we're looking at the laptop with Windows 11. And you can see I have both the SteelSeries Arctis One Wireless and the Razer Kraken Kitty Edition hooked up. Now, if I go in and, okay, the sound properties on Windows 11 are massively improved, we can see very quickly that in our output settings, our format is 16-bit 4800 or 48,000, whatever. I think it's 4800 kilohertz, DVD quality. And there is an acceptable limitation for gaming, and it kind of goes back to file size, the size of your file versus the audio quality versus everything that's going on the system itself. It is not uncommon for CD-based sound systems, going all the way back to the PlayStation and the Saturn, for music to be limited, for the audio quality to be limited by the 16-bit 4400 Hz CD quality setting. And kind of keeping that in mind, maybe some excuse can be given to today's games and today's gaming-oriented headsets for still using digital audio converters that have such low audio resolution. And 16-bit 48K or 4800K, whichever one it is simply not a good resolution. And it's not limited necessarily to the whole point of having a wireless headset that's not using Bluetooth is that you can transmit a higher quality of audio than you can over Bluetooth. And Bluetooth has gotten around to changing that with Bluetooth 5. You now have LDAC. You now have more advanced audio codecs to improve the transmission of audio and the quality over the bandwidth that is allocated in the Bluetooth spectrum. But even wired gaming sets suffer from the sound problem. And to look at the Razer Kraken Kitty Edition. The Kraken is supposed to be Razer's award-winning headset, but the digital audio converter in it is limited to 16-bit 48K DVD quality. I really wish this would give me the output in kilohertz, not in hertz, because that really hurts. No, I'm not sorry. And this has basically been my big knock against some of these gaming headsets. They're not audio. They do not have quality audio components. Um, Vendors can brag about having a 50 something diameter driver, 50 millimeter driver, 40 millimeter driver, or something to that end, and they can talk about the response time and latency. Well, none of that matters if your actual audio processing is limited to CD or DVD quantity. Uh, the minimum specification, the entry point that really we should be talking about here, can be found in low-level amplifiers. And this is a recent one from HiBeat, the FC5. And this offers both 4.4 millimeter balance headphones, and I think that's all this one does. Yeah, is just it has an adapter to do 3.5 millimeter single endpoint headphones. But this is at $140, and this is designed to drive your older cabled headphones, and it gives us an idea of what it does. It does DST 128. We look here as certified for high-res audio, so it's 24-bit 192 K. Let's see if it actually gives us. It does support MQA, and it even tells us exactly what chip it's using. In this case, the ES9281 Pro. We have the exact chip for the headphone amplification, dual ES9063Q. We have an emphasis on how much power is actually driven through this particular amplifier. We have PCM up to 32-bit 384K, and DSD up to DSD 128 DOP. And they've certified it to the High-Res Japan Audio Society. And okay, that kind of does mean something. This amplifier does actually do one of the things I've been looking for, in that it's designed to be plugged into a standard PC and used as a USB amplifier. I have a Topping NX4. And don't get me wrong, it sounds great. It's a great amplifier, but it has a charge port and an input port, and it's not really designed to be used as a desktop amplifier. It's really designed to be strapped to a phone and carried around in your pocket. Well, this can do both things, but this will do the mobile bit, but it'll also do the USB amplifier. And it's not the only one that tells us exactly what hardware is in it, what that hardware is capable of. You can look up the chipsets themselves if you were so inclined. Here's the Lu2 PAL-S2. Now this is a little bit more expensive. It's $250 about. And if we look at the Lu2, let's see if we can get an end-on view. We are doing USB Type-C, good. The other end on, we have both a balanced output and a 3.5 millimeter single endpoint, which is actually listed down here. So we scroll down through the promotional page, and we get some, information. Ooh, here's our specs. And we'll zoom in a bit. We see our supported formats, we see our maximum output, we see our low gain, our high gain. We see our line levels. The one thing we kind of are missing here is a specification as to what hardware is actually inside. We do see that it does support a uh, firmware update, and if we scroll down, oh, now we get to the actual hardware information that's in here. We see that this is the AKM AKM 4377 DEC chip. Okay, so if we really wanted to, we could go look 4377851A up and check and see what the chip manufacturer says it does. We also have the Blackfen DSP from ADI, so we could go look up that if we wanted to. Uh, so we actually have information on what's inside. We come down further, we have an actual listing of the AK8142, a programmable clock generator. So again, if we wanted to, we could go look that up. We can see that it's rated as a standalone headphone amp. That's really good to know. This is kind of information that you want to know before you go and buy. And we have a high and low gain control. This is something that's like on my SDAC02 amp from Drop. This is a really good feature. It does 4x MQA decoding. And you keep going down, and there are definite specifications over what's in here, the chips, what all it does. This is useful information if you're buying this amplifier. In fact, I would buy this amplifier. I really would. Now, compare this. Let's go over and look at a gaming targeted headphone. In this case, we have the RX3 and RX3 Wireless 2020 editions from SteelSeries. And we'll bring up the press release. And, okay, North America, the Aerox. Oh, sorry, this is not the mouse. This is not the headphones. These are the mice. What recent headphones have we had? It's a Neonor skin. Okay. So Arctis 7 and Arctis 7P Plus. Okay, here we go. Headsets. All right, Arctis 7 uses 2.4 gigahertz wireless via compact. Nothing specific in here. We have images if we follow that line. So these are the most recent headsets, 7 Plus and 7P Plus. Excuse me. So let's go and actually look them up. There's Arctis 9, Arctis 7, Arctis. Okay, new Arctis 7 Plus. Alright, lag-free 7.1 wireless audio for PC, and we can see that this has a lot of best gaming headset. Best headset for PS5, best headset for PS5, best gaming headset, IGN, Tom's Guide, Eurogamer. You notice there's nobody on here that says Aurian Archive said this was any good. And it's not. Yeah, I just said that. This is not a good headset. And as we go down, let's go all the way to the specifications. We have the speaker drivers, neodymium drivers, effective range, headphone frequency response, headphone sensitivity, headphone impedance, headphone total harmonic distortion, headphone volume control, microphone, wireless, 2.4 gigahertz lossless, whatever that means. Do you see the difference here? These are the specifications for the Arctis 7. These are the specifications for an actual amplifier. What chips is SteelSeries using? What's the actual audio quality? Is this a 24-bit 192K capable headset? Or is this a 16-bit DVD quality audio? I don't know. What I do know is that the Arctis 1 that I have in hand, the one I went and bought with my own money, is a DVD quality headset. That's not a good gaming headset. It's not. It literally can't be. The audio quality is too low. And when I say this, if you're bragging about audio latency, how quick it takes it to process, yeah, no. Audio latency, even my drop SDAC O2 amplifier was not designed as a gaming headset, but its latency is good enough. And if I put on an eye patch, I can drop into Red Eclipse and still hang with the kind of players who are into Red Eclipse. I could pull up Warsaw, even though that's probably doesn't have as yeah, okay, Warsaw still has a player base. It's not as big as it probably used to be. Um, but I can drop into Warsaw and still, again, put on an eye patch so the left eye doesn't screw with me. But the audio keeps up. So bragging about latency in headphones when you're not listing what chips are actually used or what the amplifier specifications are, it's not just tacky. This is not a good buy. It isn't. There needs to be more information about this headset because it's not good for gaming. I mean, it might feel good on the ears. It might, like the Arctis one that I have. Okay, it's great to wear for long periods of time, but it's definitely not a good headset. And SteelSeries isn't the only one that does this. Razer just announced the Kyra Pro series of headsets. And so let's go look at those. And let's see if we can get, for more information on the Razer Kyra Pro, please click here. Alright, and now we're on the Razer Kyra Pro for PlayStation 5. And let's just scroll down and see where we go. Okay, we got haptics, so it says it's doing something with haptics. Okay, that's actually kind of interesting. It says it's using Razer Triforce titanium 50mm drivers. Whatever that means. Okay, what it means is titanium is a very... Wow, I just was over at the streaming screen, and I do not know why it is jumping around the whole place. Let's see if I can clear up that image for a moment. Okay, let's... That did not clear up that image. Okay. So we just got something when we're going to the... this is EVGA's XR1. And I've got a stable screen on the laptop, but that jumping around on the... let's see, system, display... See if I can feed that external display information, refresh rate, GXR1. Okay, display properties for X. Let's see if we can do something about this. Let's lock it there. And now let's go back and try. Well, that didn't work. Let's try that. Okay, so there is something on. Let's bring it up in a different browser. Let's see what happens. Alright. So, okay, I'm not sure what's going on here. But going to a different browser, we seem to have erased some of the jitter on the stream. Okay. Some other cool things the Razer does is it does have the detachable super corduroy mic. This is something that I do like on the SteelSeries Arctis one. This is a really cool feature. Really good feature. And keep on scrolling down. Low latency Bluetooth with Quick Connect. Okay, this is again maybe something to maybe get excited about in regard to the Razer. The says it has a lower latency when connected to Bluetooth devices. I mean, could be interesting, may not be interesting. Um, so scrolling down, uh, yeah, hang on a second. I suspect this is the same person who has no idea of call you back later, what that means. Alright, so scrolling down the Razer, and okay, we get all the way down, okay, and now we get to comparison of the Razer Kyra and the Razer Kyra Pro, and we see compatibility PS4, PC, mobile, PS5. It says it's connectivity wireless, 2.4 gigahertz USB-C dongle, and Bluetooth. Uh, Kyra Pro brags on the 50mm drivers. Again, since I got distracted on that, the only advantage of the titanium is it does give you a stronger frame with a lighter frame. Okay, fair enough. One of the complaints that I've made about various gaming headsets over the years has been the build quality is terrible. I just broke my Soundcore Life Q30s, and yeah, that's because the headband is made of a rather inexpensive plastic. So scrolling down, we have ear cushions, floating memory foam, plus leatherette memory foam, metal accents, battery life, and that's not a whole lot. We do have a tab up here for tech specs, so let's go check those out. And our tech specs are simply limited to frequency response, impedance, sensitivity, and driver size. Huh. Alright, tech specs, tech specs. These are not technical specifications. These are technical specifications. There's no information here over what the Kyra Pro, or the Kyra for that matter, are capable of decoding. There's no information over what the DAC is capable of. Is this a 16-bit DVD quality headset? Or is this a 24-bit 192 hertz high-res audio? Now, I can tell you that there is somebody who a 24-bit 192 kilohertz, or at least 96K, or I'm sorry, not 90, yeah, 96K, and that is uh, Anchor's Soundcore. And looking at over the ear, and we bring up Life Q35, and okay, we kind of have the same overall complaint in regards to looking through the posted information on the Life Q35. There's not really a whole lot on the specifications inside. What we do know is that it does support LDAC. We do know that it does support high-res audio, and that it is targeted at least 24-bit 96K, probably 24-bit 192K. And scroll down, and again, we don't really have a whole lot of specifications, so we scroll down all the way, and here we have high-res audio certified, gives us some information there, but doesn't really tell us. Go all the way down, Bluetooth sound operations, documents, and drivers. So let's bring up the manual for the Soundcore. And we want English, charging, Bluetooth pairing, controls, reset, specifications. Okay, again, we have specifications, and we get our Bluetooth version. But that's it. We don't actually have, other than the high-res specification or the high-res statement, what the actual chips in use are. We got one over here. We got the QSG. And this just gives us, this is the quick setup guide, and doesn't give us any real information on what the headset supports or doesn't support. So it says it supports high-res audio. We don't actually know what that high-res audio is qualified as. We do on LDAC. We have this 990 kilobytes per second bit rate. And we do actually have a noise cancellation frequency chart, whether or not it's accurate. Probably not as accurate as it could be. But not a whole lot of actual information. But still, we have more information and an idea over what this headphone actually supports, audio-wise, than we do over a gaming-focused headphone. So again, this is Razer's idea of specifications. This is Steel Series. Let me get back down to the bottom over here to this page. This is Steel Series idea specifications and actual data over what's inside the system. Actual specifications. Now, could Razer and SteelSeries change this? Of course they could. They could post the chipsets that they are actually using, and they could post the actual frequencies and bit rates that their headphones are capable of. That would go a long way. And that's something I would say of Anchor Soundcore as well. Just post the chipsets that you're using. Post your actual connection, what your actual connection bit rates and not refresh rates, your sample rates are, because those are going to make the largest difference to an actual end user. Because if you don't post them on the web page, somebody's going to come along, buy your headphones, and then go, I'm currently still in display. They're going to come in, they're going to load it up, they're going to look at the specifications, go, maximum 16-bit 48K DVD quality. What? And that's what this is very critical, I think, when buying audio products, to know exactly what you're buying. Not only to know what you're buying, to also not be misled into buying something that's not actually what it claims to be. I mean, the Kyra Pro, it might sound good. It probably won't be, because Razer hasn't actually told us what it's capable of decoding. And if it's stuck on a DVD audio quality, it doesn't matter what other awards anyone else hands it. It's still a terrible headset, and you probably shouldn't buy it. There are better options available. Now, as to what other better options would I recommend? Well, that's why I brought up the amplifiers first. You may be better off going with a something planar magnetic, drops entry-level HE4Xs or the driver HE350s, something that gets you into a decent response, decent capable set of pads, and then just use an amplifier or an adapter to use them with your console. Now, that doesn't solve exactly the microphone question, which is in and of itself a completely different question. But that's really all I got right now. So we'll get this posted, and I'll shuffle my headphones back around